Hey everyone, here on SpeedGaming Main, and welcome to another race from the 2024 Link to Pass tournament, main tournament. Jesse, or Radical Sniper 99, versus blackirave in Cross Hunt today. Group H situation is pretty simple. Both racers have the 2 races against each other remaining. Jesse needs 1 win to advance. blackirave needs to win both to advance. So, yeah, that's the situation. And yeah, off we are. Looks like we do have tank in Kakariko from the looks of it. And the well on the magic bat. No, on Uncle, never mind, sorry. That's the lowest for Bunny, blackirave. Maybe you want to grab those 2 items and the magic refill. There's Blind Side Out. We also got a Swamp Key already from Link's house, so we'll be looking for a few of those big keys, as we need to find 10 Triforce pieces, which are on every boss of every dungeon, every normal dungeon, and then there are 2 Triforce pieces in Ganon's tower, 1 behind Ice Armors, 1 behind Moldorm 2. And looks like I will not be alone here on commentary. I'm Orantank here, but I will be joined by Wolflink.
Hey guys, how's it going? Alright, so we have the Kakariko well, it looks like, on this cross hunt, and we find the hammer immediately.
Yep. That is over on the castle dropdown with Sank in Kakariko. We have also Ganon and Lost Woods apparently. So yeah,
Right.
just starting out fresh. Bit unfortunate for Radical Sniper, not having a bomb yet, so needs to leave 1 check behind in the well. Also, Jesse now going here into Super Bunny as we do find the Smith over in Lost Woods Gambling House. Notably, blackirave went into this entrance, but never went down to collect the 2 items, so this could be something that might have an impact. But that Misery Mire small key, while it's nice having one, it's not really that important. Okay. Also, Vanilla Lumberjack drop down today with nothing that we need, just 10 arrows, so we can safely forget about that one. And we did find left entrance of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, where was that real quick?
That was over at Lumberjack Hut.
Okay.
Yeah, blackirave looking for the bomb there. Always good to know in Cross Hunt or in basically every entrance shuffle mode where your bombs are or where you can get them.
Now, I missed the first few entrances, obviously. Were there any other dungeons found? Like Hyrule Castle or anything like that?
No, it's basically just Turtle Rock yet and like the well, Super Bunny, and that's basically it.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Alright, I'm up to speed now. Having the Ice Rod is an interesting item to start with as well.
Yeah, I mean, especially in combination with the hammer, we do have some weaponry now. Also, never underestimate the Ice Rod and its usability. Can use it to kill some blue guards. So blackirave dropping into this entrance here, or this drop down, knowing already that Ganon has been found, so there's no big risk to it. But does not really get anything for it, unfortunately.
Smith's located. They are in Lost Woods. They're actually not too far away from their normal spot, so it wouldn't be that big of a walk.
It is quite annoyingly, though, quite a bit further up to the north than you would like. Probably. Like, you can't just take the normal mirror to the Smith and then take the purple chest. That's a lot of walking you have to do in between.
Yeah, roughly double length, I'd say, but still not too bad. It's not like they had to go up the mountain.
I mean, at that point you knew that you know that you probably have to take the food.
Yeah. Sick kid found.
Good to know where this is at. Can easily return once we find the bottle. Now we're on to check out some South Shore entrances. Still without a bomb, so it's not too much that we can do actually here.
And that is the wrong side of Ice Rod Cave.
Yep.
I will say this much about the entrance in Link to the Past. If you know what you're looking for, you can identify every single interior cave just by looking at the starting room.
Yep. Like, maybe with the exception of the 3 dark entrances, where you would need to lamp 2 of them, which are connected, and 1 leads to the back of the old man. So if you don't really have anything for to help you orientate in the dark, you might not spot that initially. I mean, there's also the lower uncle lower uncle cave connector, whatever, to the mountain. So technically, 4 or 5 if you count the exit from that on the mountain, but that one you know at least the general area of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And if you have a lamp, you can still see like there's some unique indications. Like I believe the emergency exit cave, there's a pit immediately to your right.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the lamp, you can definitely identify them immediately, and even if you don't, if you have something, if you have a sword, for example, you can glean the layout of the room. They are very unique in how the walls are acting, so like, if you have some sort of orientation, you can pretty much identify them then there.
And it looks like we have the Eustace Ferry cave on the pyramid, if I got my understanding correct. So, don't have to fight Aghanim 2 this seed.
Did we see Magic Bat? I'm not sure. Like,
I think Magic Bat was in its spindle entrance. There's the Skullwood's big.
Yeah, if we saw Magic Bat, then yeah, then the Ganon drop down is of no interest to us at all. Also, nice 10-pack here on Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, blackirave is gonna jump across this pit here.
Or at least attempting to. Yeah.
No, but this is still an exit connector. Unfortunately, it's now a one-way path. You can't come back the way you came.
Yeah. I mean, this is still in logic, so it's probably not hurting that much. The bomb trap over there would definitely not be in logic, so who knows where we would have ended. And okay, that is some sort of Dark World access that we found here through Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, not a bad one.
Meanwhile, Radical Sniper finds this bomb refill hut, if you want to call it that, in Kakariko.
Ooh,
very
Swamp
nice.
Palace found.
Ooh.
Swamp Palace in the bomb shop.
Good to know. We do have the big key, or at least Radical Sniper has, for Swamp already, but we probably would much rather want to see the small key, because that's much more important for the dungeon.
It really is, yeah. That single small key locks the entire dungeon. Ooh, Hyrule Castle East. That was at the Swamp Palace entrance.
There's the boots over in Kakariko behind the bomb wall and blind side out. There's a sword, okay. So nice bumper ledge entrance out of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, bumper cave ledge for the central entrance of Hyrule Castle. I'm just going to check the left entrance now. Probably put him in the light world, and if that does it, then he can go back and do the back half. No, it's the laser cave bridge, right.
I mean, you still can just kill yourself in the castle, get the revive, and then do it. And apparently that's what Blackirave is attempting to do here. Like, on being on half a heart, just running into guard is pretty easy.
Yeah. Now, Something else to note is that Bumper Cave entrance is a good one to note where it is. Because once you get the mirror, that is just a free extra entrance we can check on top of that.
Yeah, if that entrance there is not a connector in on itself, the mirror from this ledge is the only way to access that very entrance. So if there is a dungeon behind that, it could become important.
Now, it needs to be said that blackirave is doing all of this out of logic here.
Yep.
Not just because he doesn't have the Moon Pearl, but because at this point he would need to have the Hyrule Castle small key. But that is mainly due to key logic. Because he can use that one key on the guard to open the way to through Dark Cross.
Yeah. So
You wouldn't
notably
do that in this seed because I believe it's the well. It's a free back of escape, but something he could have done.
Yeah, I mean, can still go for Dark Cross. Also, that Hera small key that we got out of the entrance is in fact only Moon Pearl locked. So that does not need the Hyrule Castle small key, but the chest that we just checked and the one that's coming up here in the cell that are definitely locked by that Hyrule Castle small key by logic.
Yeah, if this is your first time seeing the randomizer, the best way to describe this is that the logic will assume that you have opened every other door except the one you will need to progress through a given dungeon. So, the logic assumes that you don't have a spare small key to open the front door and use it elsewhere. Get the big key to Mire from Hyrule Castle. Meanwhile, we find Desert's front entrance. I missed where that was.
That's also in Kakariko. I believe that's the Bombro hut in the bottom left. There's a glove on the torch that we can grab with the boots. That is always a good find. If you have played some entrance seeds, you definitely have come across some where your glove just didn't want to show up, and it puts you in situations that you don't really come across in non-entrance randomizer quite as much. So yeah, not having a glove for an hour might catch you off guard.
Okay, Super Bomb's not on the table. West entrance of Desert Palace leads out of Super Bunny Cave, but it leads into the Desert Ledge, which has a bow. Good find.
Ooh. Yeah, that's an interesting seed with a lot of things that we are finding. Looks like blackirave is going for that Dark Cross. Now, will it be interesting when blackirave is going back for the boot? Unfortunately, though, I think dying before getting the item there, those snakes can get you quite easily in the dark.
Yeah, so all those checks are logically locked behind the lamp because in entrance we use the basic fire or / torch logic. So lighting the torch with the fire rod is not in logic. Or at least that's what I was told.
I mean, that's definitely true for the VTorp side of things. I don't think the Avianart branch is, or the Doors branch is putting back the fire logic in, so I would assume that holds true what you said, but I cannot 100% confirm.
The key to Desert and the small key to Hyrule Castle. Okay.
Well, yeah, that problem is solved. That's accessible very easily. So yeah, we are supposed to have the Mire Big Key pretty soon, or pretty early. Also, that Desert Big Key, knowing that we have access to the Desert Front, is quite interesting. We have one more check in there.
Meanwhile, Small Key to Mire and the Compass to Ganon's Tower. Compasses, of course, are not that useful in Key Sandy, but they have their moments.
I mean, in entrance randomizer, much less so, because there's no real logic to them.
Yeah, and we're not using endomizers, so they don't have that extra boss functionality that they have.
I mean, well, at least in the door branch, they really don't have any logic to them in Kisanity. So I couldn't really infer much of finding them. And even then, the Ganon's Tower Compass doesn't really help you at all. even in Animizer.
Alright, so will Radical Sniper go ahead and check the right entrance here? It looks like he is going to check the eastern DP entrance. Because that's the nice thing about the Desert Palace and Hyrule Castle. They're just a three-way connector. And this takes us to... Alright, Death Mountain Ascent.
I mean, saves us going back for that connector, or for that entrance, I guess. But yeah, looks like we might have to either go towards South Shore to check out some entrances, or go over to the eastern area, as we don't really have a logical way to progress much further yet.
Yeah, we have the glove, which is pretty important in its own right, but we're also missing, arguably, the two other big important items in Entrance Randomizer, which is the Moon Pearl and the Mirror.
I mean, Moon Pearl alone would, with Hammer and Glove already found, open up logical Dark World access, which in itself is quite a lot of more entrances. Access to Skull Woods, which in Key Sanity has a lot of items, so that would do quite a bit for us. And of course the Mirror in the entrance, always very, very strong.
Yeah, because in addition to the normal mirror-locked entrances, we have a few extra ones that can potentially happen. The left side of Race Game, the Hyrule Castle balcony, the Emergency Exit Cave, which we know where the Dark World side of that comes out at.
Finding the upper end of Bumper Ledge here down on the South Shore towards Desert. Always interesting one. Oh, there's also the Desert Bag, which we could almost already do. Like, we're only missing something to light the torches, which you're not have that often in Entrance Rando, but yeah, not like there's real much point doing it this early too, because we know there's just a Triforce piece going on there, so no item to find. So like
Gina's Cave is the top of Turtle Rock.
That's also good knowledge. Like, we're finding the hammer now. Like, Radical Sniper also going back for that chest behind the bomb wall in the well. Didn't quite catch what was in there on blackirave's side.
Alright, so there's the Curiosity Shop in Hyrule Castle.
Oh, just in arrows.
I do like the Curiosity Shop. It's just a game that's kind of in an out-of-the-way spot in vanilla.
Getting a fake flipper setup here from Jesse with the boots over to the potion shop. Always quite nice to have the ability to just use the bong to position yourself correctly.
Yeah, looks like blackirave is going to check what is officially called an entrance, the shopping mall area.
I mean, we do have the glove and bombs, so we can check all entrances here, which is quite nice. Yeah, that is part of the reason why it would be called shopping mall, because there's a lot of shops usually around there. But that's a mirror.
Very nice find indeed. Alright. That is important because now our Moon Pearl could be mirror locked, or it could be right here. No, that's Bombos. Great finds over here, honestly.
Yeah, definitely great find, and might not something that Radical Sniper might be going over that early, depending on what we're finding here otherwise. But yeah, given that we just have Dark World access through connectors. A nice mimic cave
Ooh.
here. That's
Okay, so I
Ganon's
think
power.
this is the Lake Hylia fortune teller. That's GT.
Yep. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a small key yet, which makes our routing here still somewhat limited.
Yeah, but there is. Ooh, I'm gonna do a cook here. I think. I kind of want to see the balcony have the moon pearl, because that is logical now that we have the mirror.
That is true.
Yeah, we come out the west side of Desert Palace, and we're on the pyramid, and then we just mirror.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we found Eastern, and I once again missed the entrance. Trying to keep track of those.
Like I knew it, like until
He's in the eastern
you tried
area.
to ask me about it. So yeah, it is still early on.
Almost a long kill animation here. Alright, it's the Flute 5 cave in Eastern Palace. Thank you, chat, for keeping me up to speed on that. Okay, so there's a hook. Positioning block there.
Unfortunately, you were cutting out there quite a bit.
Alright, good positioning on blackirave there. Push the block up so that he could prevent the fire snake from touching him.
Yep. So far, not really much of anything here in Ganon's Tower.
Making me think we might have a late hookshot then. If there's nothing in random room anyway.
Could very well be the case. Well, blackirave on only 2 hearts, so has to be a little bit careful here. I mean, there should nothing terrible be happening here. We do have the bow for ice armors. So
Yeah, bow and full ammunition. Jesse is gonna go ahead and take a death warp.
yep, has not found the mirror yet, so that's the only way really out without losing a positioning over here.
And clean ice armors fight. That'll be the first triangle of the match.
Yep. And a pot map and Desert Palace small key. Okay. Interesting.
So that means, okay, so this is sort of like another nuanced set of logic here. Because we know that triangle, that small key is there, we know that Desert Palace boss is logically locked behind the Cane of Samaria or the Hookshot. It's one of the two. Because you could go right side to get there, but you need the Cane of Samaria. You could go left side, but you need the Hookshot. And the reason why this matters is, once again, the logic assumes that you have the small key because you can use any of the small keys on the way to the boss to open up the east side door.
Was that a pearl on Hylia Island? Pretty sure it cannot be on Lake Hylia Island because you cannot swim as a bunny,
Correct.
logically.
Yeah.
And you cannot, you need to be able to get there. So.
Yeah, worst case scenario, that was just a visual bug.
Yeah. But looks like it was at least a red potion, which would be our first accessible bottle that we know of right now. Which could come in handy for Sickit. Radical Sniper following up on what blackirave did. Gonna grab that Triforce piece out of Desert bag, or out of GT bag. Get that Desert Palace small key. Also, looks like blackirave found the other side of Hookshot Cave first.
To answer your question, chat, no, the Pearl cannot be on Lake Island. You cannot swim in Bunny State. So even if we had the flippers, that's not a logical placement.
Yeah. Okay, blackirave back in Kakariko. Looks like we're going down to desert. Just make use
Yeah,
of
I like
small
this
key.
play from blackirave. He's gonna go to desert, probably go out the west side, or no, go east. Never mind. He's gonna check that small key.
Yeah, I mean blackirave does not have this desert big key yet, so fortunately not being able to check the big chest yet. We do have half magic. That's a nice find over here. That's right side. Like to see that early. And the compass for arrow.
Yeah, so I would like to see blackirave exit out the west side of Desert Palace here. That'll put him on the pyramid, and then they can mirror and check the balcony entrances. Can't do the central one because he doesn't have those Master Sword or Cape, but... Alright, boost checks. Alright, another fine play. Well, if they need money, they can grind it there.
I mean, we just found 300 earlier. We do have Zara money, so money shouldn't be a concern at this point.
No, not really.
Like, I mean, would be nice to have some maybe to buy potions, but one, you would need bottles for that, which we don't have, and second, like, potion shop is not where it usually would be, so who knows if you ever come across it in a useful situation. I mean, there are some red potions that you can buy along the way in normal shops, but that's usually not what you need to do.
Yeah, red potions aren't really that valuable. Okay, just Radical Sniper here, rather, is going to be heading into check the small key. We'll see if he decides to route in the... Oh, he doesn't have the mirror. Never mind. Can't do that.
blackirave. Now gonna find the desert big key. Wonder if blackirave is heading back to desert immediately off of it. There is that big chest to check. If you have not been out the left side, then yeah, does give you more reason to it. But it's not, or maybe just with a save and quit. Nope.
Oh, I will say this much: that mirror is in a deceptively bad location. Like, it's in a Sphere Zero check, but it's just so far out of the way.
It is, but we do have a glove, and we notably don't have a moon pearl yet, which is quite important here in this case, because with a moon pearl we would be able to do a lot in Dark World, and do a lot of things that would easily pull us away from the Ice Lord Cave area. Without that moon pearl, we are gonna be limited in what we can do logically very soon. So I would suspect Radical Sniper to go there sooner than later. And this arrow gameplay is just reinforcing that thought, because that is getting up to Zora money, so you can check that after you go towards that area, maybe with a fake flipper. And yeah, so Radical Sniper will be coming across that mirror soon, probably.
Yeah, the archery game is actually quite easy once you have the lineup correct. Because once you line up like the second curtain or something, at least for the first few plays, you are going to consistently get that times 64 bonus.
Yeah, like I want to say it's for the first 3 if you're quick. Like the first 2 are pretty much guaranteed. The third one, if you are sloppy, might be already getting off, but you usually get it. And after that, it's probably not going to work. So you would need to reset by going out and going back in.
Yeah, because at that point they just desynchronize to a point where it's not going to work out as nearly as well. But you're also, if you're a crazy person, you can hit the same target 5 times in a row and get a times 99 bonus. I've seen that happen a few times.
Yep, it's certainly possible. If you are not very, very consistent in it, it's probably not gonna be what's the word?
Feasible?
Yeah, for you to do, because like it's just like what, 30 rupees more per try, and it's so much more easy to miss that it's most of the time not really worth it. Like,
yeah, I would just do the one.
Like those 30 extra rupees per try aren't really going to do much in changing breakpoints of money anyway.
Alright, so we are seeing the balcony.
Yep.
Cannot get past the barrier.
Yep.
And there's nothing up here in Hyrule Castle.
I mean, we do have still quite a few more entrances that we can go to. Like, we do have a way to get to the southern Dark World. We do have a way over at Bumper Ledge, or to the top of Bumper Ledge, to get access to the northern Dark World. So there's a lot of entrances that can still be checked that could potentially lead to the mountain back into the Light World, and then we are supposed to go there, or just mirror to your earlier prophesied spot for the Moon Pearl. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll
Blackirave
see.
attempting a bomb jump a second time, now with sword assistance, having a bit of an easier setup. Gets this time. And it throws us out at King's Tomb, which we'll just go back in, because we don't really can do anything there, and just take the connector to the Dark World.
So both runners now with the fire shield equipped. Most people say that they don't like having shields because of one reason or another. I'm okay with a fire shield, honestly.
I mean, shields basically, or not liking to have a shield basically goes back to when we were still on the slow ROM variant, where the game was way more likely to lag due to sprites and things on screen. Ever since that change, like the lag that additional shields could potentially cause is not existent anymore. So, like, the only real time save now by not having, or by getting a shield, is like the pickup animation. So.
Alright, mirror to check this cave.
And it's
It
powder.
Yeah, that is the Cave Salva Grove, also known as Cave 45's entrance.
Not necessarily. Like, you said Magic Bat was vanilla, right? We do have the hammer. So that powder is checkable.
It is. And that could be our Moon Pearl. That would be logical.
Yeah, it absolutely would be.
But we also have the Mitt Cave, we have the Spiral Cave, All of which can be checked right here by blackirave doing some mirrors.
And the bottom entrance is in the light world here too, because we can jump down in the light world, and that is all logical. Don't need the moon pearl for that. Mirror is all that we need.
And we find mini Moldorn Cave. Ooh, good amount of items here.
Yeah, this is very likely to be where the moon pearl is.
Master Sword.
That puts us back to the one entrance on the pyramid, on the castle top.
No moon pearl, just a smoking against tower.
Yeah, that's not really doing for us anything logically right now.
It does, but getting back to what you just said, it does allow us to have the one entrance in Agate Tower now be where the moon pearl resides.
Yep. Also,
that's the fun. Sorry, go ahead.
Also, there is just Zora that is in logic with the glove, so that could always be the case.
True. And yeah, that's kind of the funny thing with entrance randomizer here, especially the crossworld variation, is you get to a lot of situations in which you are logically expected to like do a bunch of bunny shenanigans just to get your moon pearl, which can lead to some very interesting routing. IPA found, smoking to Dark Palace, and not much else.
Yeah. I mean, you take that key, you like to see a few of those for whenever you find Pillars of Darkness. We also do have bow and hammer, so we can do in there a lot of once we find it, but yeah, that's 4 or 5 item cave. That was not really what we were hoping for. That's the back of Skull Woods.
Skull Woods in the quote-unquote lower entrance of Paradox Cave.
Yeah. Also, no fire source yet and no small keys. There's really not much that we can do in here. Like, it would be another Triforce piece, so there's no rush to do them off. But
no, this is more akin to knowing where this, and it is a crystal, which, because of the goal, we don't care about crystals or anything. Even the crystals needed to enter against Tower's entrance is set to 0.
Yeah. So
and we know what the 5/6 are as well.
Yeah. No, the only reason where crystals would matter in this mode specifically would be if the red bomb entrance were to be something, but we know that to be just one of the connectors we already found, so crystals have no bearing for us at all today.
Yeah, the only dungeon prize that has any bearing is the green pendant. It locks a singular item, which could be a key or another major item that we need.
The other 2 pendants do have their one use. Pedestal is not out of the equation in this mode. Like, it's very, very unlikely. I have not seen one yet, but I have also not really played this mode that much, and not really watched that many races. But like, pedestal is a valid option in this mode still. So yeah, the 3 pendants could theoretically matter. Like, with the way that you have options to finish, because you only need 10 of the 12 Triforce pieces, like, there has to be happening a lot for that to be the case. But like, I had a scenario in one of my tourney races where the big key behind Lumberjack in that case was lock in the hookshot, so you had to grab the you had to do Aga 1 for that big key, or you were not be able to finish this race. Unless you could hover, I guess. But like, from a logic perspective, that's what you have to do.
blackirave, haha, that was clever. So that mirror might have seemed a little random there, but he actually did it to give himself iframes. So he would not get hit by the Dactyl. And here we go. Dark Lumberjack is Thieves Town.
No moon pearl yet, so whatever we do in here, not on logic. But we can at least get access to the first 4 items here by doing a death warp to get rid of the bunny state, so that we can open chests. No, red sniper coming across that Hyrule Castle connector. again. Was already here earlier with the Death Warp. Now to check out the very same entrances. Finding the powder, which, given what we know, gets more and more likely to be our Moon Pearl. Like, there was nothing on the mountain. There's not too much else that we can really find here in logic.
We could potentially find the magic cape.
Yeah.
And then go through Bumper Cave to find something else to do.
Yeah. Like, there's still a few options left. Like, we do have Chain Jump Room, which is in logic once you find the left side entrance of TR.
And it looks like this is exactly what Blackrave is doing here in Turtle Rock. It also picks up the third shield.
Oh, I mean, no need to worry about the laser from the door. Yeah, now can just walk in there without worry. Still doing the dodge because you're muscle memoried into that, but you didn't have to in this case.
Just that you didn't have to open that chest.
Well, I mean, that's not something you can know beforehand.
No, you really can't.
I mean, you could probably infer it because I think that chest still needs all 4 TR keys just by nature of how key logic works in this, but still. Like, I have seen that the lava chest become required too many times to just disregard it.
Black, are you gonna go in and mirror and get out?
Yep. Not really much else that we can do in here, and yeah. Dark World is apparently what we where we are supposed to be right now.
Maybe you go and check some entrances in Village of Outcasts. Bunny walking is in logic, and we haven't been over to those entrances yet.
Yeah. Like, we have seen Hype Cave, so I don't think there are actually any more caves. Well, I guess there's the Hammerpack Cave, maybe. Don't think we saw that yet. But I don't think there's really much more caves that we can just walk into as Bunny and get an item out of.
Well, I think in this case we're looking less for caves that we can get items out of, and more caves that we're just looking to find everything. And here's the Magic Man. He was actually at Sanctuary.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that is the check that we might be looking for. And it is round, but it's not a Moonpearl.
Yeah, someone pointing out Checkerboard Cave could be out there. But I'm thinking more so that they're finding a connector.
Yeah, it's also not
That they
too
can
many
traverse.
places where they could lead to. The left side mountain is probably the most notable one. Also, like, if you get to the desert ledge and then into a dungeon or something like that, or into a cave where the item is, yeah, connector would help. But, I mean, it can also just be that entrance over at K45, the entrance over at Race Game, which is accessible. Race Game itself is only more extra money, which we don't need at this point, probably.
True, but there's the left side entrance, which could just be a non-connecting entrance.
Yep. So there's a few options left, but really not too many. Going into Skullwoods, we can grab the items in here with a Death Warp, again, to get rid of the bunny state. Fortunately, getting grabbed here.
Oh, that worked too!
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Huh, I didn't know that.
I was actually not too aware of that myself, but yeah, sure. Like, still need to wait for that to grab, and yeah. I mean, it resets the dungeon, so I guess.
Learn something new every day. Alright, we have not seen this entrance from Radical Sniper, and it is Agina's Cave.
It is an item, so this could be what we're supposed to find.
Survey says...
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, we also do have a connecting entrance to the backside, so we are not getting locked into Skullwoods. We do have the main entrance at the front. So yeah, we do have a few more entrances over here in the Palace of Darkness area that we can get access to. We cannot go open up the Palace of Darkness entrance itself. That requires the Moonfall for the Kiki to follow us. So that one's out, but yeah, that means we still have 3 valid entrances over here that could lead to something potentially. That's Ice Rod Cave. Need to come back later for
to
that.
do some shenanigans. Yep, looks like it.
Yep. If you mirror on the exact same frame as you enter, or try to use the mirror on the exact same frame as you enter the cave, you can use stuff and open up chests even without the Moon Pearl coming from the Dark World. Handy trick to know if you're playing Entrance Randomizer.
Yeah, this
not
is
have
basically the mirror setup for the super game. I saw that.
That's just a Fire Rod and Skullwoods, okay.
Yeah, it's a Fire Rod Skullwoods in the same region as you would normally get the Fire Rod.
Yeah. Fortunately, not able to check the back entrance here without the Moon Power because the Moon Power cannot be in Skullwoods itself.
No. Alright, Dark Food Spot 5 is Pod.
Which also cannot hold the Moon Pearl, like by the very same token. But I mean, we do have a key, we do have a bow, we do have a hammer. So, like, if we are willing to go over the Bowlock side twice, or are willing to leave behind one in logic check, we can check quite a lot of stuff in here.
Okay, so I just went over my notes real quick. That's funny. So you know how Pod and Easter are like on the same entrance but on top of each other? The entrances decided to do the exact same thing, just slightly move it over.
Yeah,
because we have Eastern Palace on Flute Spot 5, and then in Dark Flute Spot 5 we have Pod.
Yeah, the dungeon just wanted to make movement easier with the flute. Like, no need to go out of your way. Just flute right too.
Ooh, Dark Cave in the archery game. That could be the way up the mountain.
Yeah, one potential way.
Unfortunately, I don't think the lamp works as the bunny does it.
I think it does. I'm not sure, and we're probably not likely to find out.
I'm feeling that we're getting some Castlevania music, by the way, on Halloween Eve.
Oh, and that's Ice Palace. Which
I blinked.
That is K45. So that one is in logic, not because of the fire rod, but I believe the Bombos medallion was logically accessible with at least one sword. So yeah. Moon Pearl on, well, Coaster, probably not. We don't have the big key yet, but that might still happen. But yeah, wouldn't be too surprising to find a Moon Pearl in here.
The blackirave is using spin attacks on these Pain Gators. Little fun fact, weight does kill these things in one shot, but they have to be not in mid-air form of their jump.
Yeah, so if you enter the room and immediately use Quake, then you get all of them usually. Like, probably blackirave wants to save on magic as much as possible. Like, we don't really have too much safety. And hammer, fighter sword, hammer, master sword. Like, it's not the easiest cold stare fight. It will take a few hits. So every fire rod shot that you can save makes your life a bit easier.
Ooh, but the Stalfos are in the magic dropping pool, so magic is no longer an issue.
Yeah.
And the Beeries are in the fairy dropping pool, which means there's also a full magic decanter in their drop table. Alright, very generous drops.
Got ice for this bomb jump. And Radical Snapper finding Ice Palace, but not really willing to go into it yet. Has the Bombos Medallion, so has the option to. So probably
Bombs also one-shot the Penguin Gators here, and there we go. Clean clear of that room.
one other reason could have been maybe for blackirave not wanting to spend bombs on the Pen Gators for Ice Palace bomb jump. Like, yes, you can use the Quake, but maybe runners are not as familiar with that. That's another Skullwood's key. And okay, interesting. Blackirave just dropping down, not attempting any bomb jump. I mean, we do have to go the long way over to Ice Tea Room most likely anyway, so not too much that we can do about it, because I think that's our last logical check over here. At least in the dungeon itself. There still can be a few entrances, I guess. Or did Radical Sniper go for sure? There's our Moonpaw. Yeah, we found it. And blackirave not wanting to go to Upper Ice Palace. Okay, the choice. I mean, it's not in logic yet, and you can just get the Triforce piece and leave.
Yeah, I think that side of the dungeon is logically locked behind having the hookshot, which we do not have.
I'm not exactly sure. It could technically, depending on when the Ice Palace big key is available, be locked behind just an Ice Palace small key. But I'm not sure if the Doors branch has that logical trickery available.
Corralling the pups and starting to lay into a fire rod. This does gold sword level damage to them.
Yep.
More than enough magic.
And the second Triforce piece.
And another crystal. So as it stands now, just to give an idea of how we are doing in terms of dungeons for those who just might be tuning in, we are currently nowhere near completing our goal of 53 minutes into this race. We are still missing 3 critical boss entrances, so we are unable to piece together what could be the minimal access to our goal right at this point.
Yeah.
We have not found Tower Hera, we have not found Misery Mire, and we have not found Laser Bridge for Turtle Rock.
I mean, Laser Bridge isn't a necessity. If we do need the big key anyway, and like if we do have 2 small keys, or like 1 small key and we steal 1, then we can go there from the left side entrance. So like there are ways that we can get there even without the Laser Bridge entrance, which does not have to be accessible.
That was a lot of digs, but that was worth it. That was silver arrows.
I'd like to see those. We're also missing quite a few big keys still. So even if we knew where dungeons are, we couldn't necessarily finish them. The one that we can do guaranteed now is Skull Woods. Also, we do know the back entrance of Desert, so with the big key we can do those two for another 2 quick pieces.
Well, big key
And
plus fire rod, but yeah.
well, I mean, blackirave has the fire rod. But yeah, like now with the Moon Pearl equipped, Radical Sniper will at some point go back to Skull Woods because there's now a lot of items that are logical and find that fire rod, so that won't be a problem.
And there's Meyer in Hype Cave.
Also, notably, we have found the big key and the Hyrule Castle small key to put that big key in logic quite early. So, yeah, I'm definitely interested in getting to that big chest.
And we know that Meyer, because we have the map, we know it's a pendant, but we don't know what quality.
Yeah. No Can of Samaria yet, so not really too much or not too much that we could do to get that pendant right now. It's definitely interesting to know that this is indeed a pendant.
Yeah, this point where I think our runners are looking for next the flute. Oh, big key though to Turtle Rock.
Ooh, interesting. Locked behind 3 Meyer small keys, which like probably not doing you too much for you, but
yeah, the Meyer key logic's kind of a hot mess.
I mean, having the TR big key is definitely one of the requirements. Well, you do need it anyway for Trinix, but now we don't really need to find Laser Bridge at this point. We could just get that piece from the left side once we find some area. Which you would still logically need anyway. I mean, I guess you could technically hover it. I don't think we are gonna see an attempt at this from our runners. Or at least Radical Sniper might have thought about it and attempted it once in Hookshot Cave, but failed it immediately, so... Unless it would be, like, our guaranteed finish, I don't think we are gonna see an attempt at that.
Yeah, at this point we're just missing the Tower of Hera entrance. We could potentially find Laser Bridge through the left side entrance now, if we were willing to spend the keys. And at this point, it's more likely that that entrance is over in the Meyer region, which we have yet to explore.
Could be. I mean, there's always the vanilla Meyer OTR entrances, so to lock them behind medallions. There's an Ice Palace small key. And a pot small key.
Old Man Rescued, small key to Gan's Tower.
Looks like... Yeah, Radical Sniper took the way up to the mountain. Which is not logical yet, because we don't have a lamp. But who knows what other connectors we are going to find here that would put that in logic.
The left side is Sahasola's house in Kakariko.
Yeah.
Start.
Could be one. That's the potion shop.
That's also up here. Alright, good to know where that is.
I mean, if you have the flute, it's somewhat accessible. If we don't find the flute, it could be very awkward to check the mushroom. Okay, we just have the old man starting point here, so moved up a bit on the mountain.
Oh, the Twins House, another connector.
Connector mountain, I guess.
And this leads us...
to the mountain. Oh, not too helpful. Like, now we don't need to mirror out of the Dark World over here. But, like, it's the entrance that doesn't really do much for us.
The other half is a Hospital's house.
Nope. Just the dead entrance of Desert. I mean, we can go up all the way, check the Tower of Hera entrance, and then go over to the right side. So there's still a bit that we can do here.
Do you do that?
I mean, at this point, if you're here, well, hello, Alga Tower. Think you might as well, or you have the Moon Pearl now. So if you find like anything that could lead you potentially to Dark Death Mountain to check out those entrances. Oh, interesting. Desert is also a pendant. So we are practically like a Cane of Samaria away to be able to finish 2 pendants logically. So.
Alright, so yeah, I think Jesse is not gonna mirror and go straight to here. I think he's gonna drop down. Yep.
I mean, you can just walk back up. Nothing preventing you from that.
Yeah, but it's wise to check these entrances first before you make that trip. We're recorded with Smoky to Gans Tower. I believe it's his third, or is it his second?
It should be the third, I want to say.
Yeah,
I mean, we found 2 in very quick succession right now.
Okay.
Okay, blackirave back into GT. Gonna check out the. I think that's the map chest.
Yeah, that's what skipped earlier.
Interesting to spend your single key on that right now.
Well, this is kind of an isolated check here.
I mean, you can check that while you are here, but
Alright, here is looking at the bumper cave.
It.
Meanwhile.
Oh. I mean, this was a check of blackirave was already here, so might as well, kind. Oh, there's Bomb Shop. Red Crystals, Eastern Palace, and Skull Woods. Like, the information not really doing much for us, because we knew what Red Bomb entrance was already, so... Yeah, no real point to that information.
Ooh, Kingstone. And what do we got?
Although, I mean, I guess it's 2 dungeons that you know are not pendants now, so maybe there's some slight sliver of information that you can get from that.
Oh, we found the super trendy game, and it's just a heart piece here. There goes Cyber was checking the backside of the old man cave.
Yep.
And blackirave is about to stumble into pod here.
Yeah,
which is full clearable. Oh, it's Dark Shopping Mall. Ooh, hold up.
Yeah, like that, and like that connected to lead here. Those entrances are usually out of the way. That's lower spiral cave, so yeah, not really helping you that much. And
this is
we have seen that already.
This is the map. Did we see this one?
Yes, I've definitely seen Jesse walk out this into this entrance. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, blackirave going into Eastern first here. Might be slightly unfortunate. If the Eastern Palace key were to be in the back of pod, but you know, small things.
And we got information from one of our trackers here, Fishing Boo, who apparently Jesse marked our Swamp Palace as a pendant. We'll have to wait and see. We haven't found the dam yet.
Yeah, I mean, we did find Swamp earlier, so the location is known, but there's not much that we can do in there. Don't have flippers, don't have the small key, and haven't even drained the dam because we haven't found it, so... Yeah. Could be interesting in regards to a potential required item being on the pedestal. If Swamp were a pendant, then it cannot be the Hookshot. Which, by this point, aside from the Sumaria, is probably the biggest item that we are missing. Like, of course, could be one of several big keys.
Alright, blackirave is going to do a little bit of dipping here into pod.
Notably, has one more key than Radical Sniper had at the time, so we are potentially seeing more items out of blackirave here. Yeah, Radical Sniper is gonna find that fire rod soon and will be able to check the Skullbots entrance, back entrance, whatever that leads to, of that Moon Pearl. Also, Skullbots big just check. Pretty sure that blackirave didn't have that big key yet. Or maybe he did. Hard container out of the way, so it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, apparently he did.
Bugnet found, meanwhile, on blackirave's side.
Now, we are getting to see at least 3, probably 5 new checks in the back of pod. Now, the one thing you probably don't want to see right now would be the Eastern big key, because that would just make you feel your first trip into Eastern pretty painful. But on the other hand, it would be another big key to a Triforce piece, so like you're probably not complaining too much either.
You'd also know that it wasn't in logic just yet, because anything back here is locked behind 4 keys.
So
Speaking of which, we got another small key to Meyer there at checkerboard.
Okay, blackirave won't miss that one. Has already gotten everything out of Meyer that we could have gotten. The only thing remaining in Meyer is that Triforce piece. But I mean, the entrance itself can obviously be in blackirave's mind for a bit. Struggling slightly with the Hammerium positioning. Should be good now. Yeah, we'll have to see, like, we are slowly getting again into a situation where there's not all too much that we can do right now without finding additional stuff. And the last Maya key over in Dark Maze. Like, we do have the entrance to Palace of Darkness, where there could still be something that we don't know of yet. We do have Graveyard Ledge available now with the Moon Pearl. The entrance that could lead to something. Like any connector to the Maya area or to Dark Depth Mountain could be unlocking new entrances.
The monkey could be something as we're checking it now.
Don't think we have checked that entrance here yet.
Dark Sank for Jesse. blackirave finding the right side TR.
Yeah, we do have the big key, so we can do that one check. It is not in logic without Hookshot or Samaria. Well, it is. Not this one, which has a TR small key, notably. But this one check after here is in logic because we can come from the left. It wouldn't be in logic if we just had the right side entrance, but since we know where the left one is, that check here is in logic. Which, if it were to be the Ken of Samaria, blackirave could just easily finish out TR right here now. It is not.
Would you use your keys at that point to go down to the laser bridge?
I mean, why not? Because you can get the 4 items of Laser Bridge, finish Trinex, you would be thrown to the front entrance and can check the remaining 3 items of TR. TR full cleared. I wouldn't really see much reason to not do it.
Well, there's no case of Mario, so we can go kill the boss. So the play would have been to clear Laser Bridge, check the entrance exit, and if there was anything nearby that you could do as well, you would probably check those as well. Like maybe it leads out to Meyer.
That scenario was specifically in that case that very chest had the cane of Somaria, because if it don't, you cannot really go to Laser Bridge from there because you need a cane, or you would have to have a very interesting hover. But there's a hookshot.
Oh. Right, I forgot about that. Hookshot found, yeah? I completely forgot about the cane requirement in that room.
That's an interesting spot for you. I mean, we didn't have the Moon Pearl before, so they both had to leave it behind. But yeah, that hookshot. Oh, there's Spiral Cave.
So that was a check that we could have done as a bunny.
Yeah, I mean, we know that the Moon Pearl was logical even without that, so probably not too important. Hookshot could be, although I mean, there's Hookshot Cave. That's 3 items.
There's Tower Hera. That's our last dungeon.
Which we also know just off of that hookshot. Hello Lamp, by the way. We can finish this for the Triforce piece. Not a logic, but why would we care much?
Alright, so that is our last entrance we know of besides Laser Bridge. Which at this point we have more convenient entrances elsewhere. Like we can just go to the Lumberjacks to reach Laser Bridge. So, based on what we have, what is the good route here? What can we see?
Probably nothing matters too much because we need more big keys.
True. At the very least, Jesse can clear this dungeon and clear off Moldworm. So that's 2 more triangles.
So we have 5 pieces readily available right now. Any more needs some sort of additional help that we don't have available yet.
Yeah, we can do Desert Palace, Hera, Skullwoods, Ice Palace, and we did the first check of GT. Now that the hookshot has been found, that is now logic. We need the Cane of Samari to put Meyer, Turtle Rock in logic. Although we also need the big TR big key. We need the flippers to put and the small key to put Hera in There's Laser Ridge. That's what was in Thieves Town.
Oh, that definitely makes Trinex easier. We do have the Turtle Rock big key though. That's the Thieves Town big key, so that's another piece. That's the flute, which is nice for movement right now, but doesn't really do much in of itself at the moment.
Well, there are like 5 entrances in the Maya region. Those could have a bunch of keys.
Yeah, but we don't have Titans. Still, without a connector to the Maya area, we are not getting there right now.
Right. But yeah, with that, we've officially found all of the dungeon entrances. And of them, that entrance, the brewery, is, like, perfect. So now we're looking for keys and items. The entrance part of this has more or less been solved.
Might be too late on the bombs. Yeah.
Blackirave was trying to do a splash delete. So, where do we go from here?
Hookshot Cave should probably be on the priority list very high up. There's 3 items, and we are currently looking for items to enable more.
Yeah, at this point, the 2 big main items that we're missing is the Cancer Mario and the Flippers. This is not taking into account the keys, mighty. We still need a bunch of those. But in terms of our Y items, those are the 2 we're missing.
Checking out the bunk rocks behind Link's house for Fortune Teller. And blackirave apparently going back for that Skullwood's back entrance to not really find much there.
Battle Sniper is in the driver's seat here as far as I'm concerned, though. That hookshot opens a lot of things.
It depends. Like, blackirave will find that very soon.
Yeah. At this point, in terms of what we know, as he just now finds Meyer, I'd say one of the dungeons we're skipping, based on what we have right now, is going to be Swamp Palace. And I say that because we're missing the flippers, we're missing the dam entrance, and we're missing the small key. That's a lot of things we still need to find for that.
Yeah, but Swamp Palace also holds on to a lot of things that can easily be 3 of the big keys we need. So, like, you never know.
You never know with this. As it stands right now, though, I believe we can get up to 6 out of 10 with what we've got thus far. Jesse can clear Desert, Thieves Town, and Skull Woods.
Yeah, of that Terra piece now. Can go up to 6. Like, 7 if you hover TR. Which the laser bridge engine makes a lot easier.
Even if you could hover TR, we don't have the big key.
blackirave has the big key. TR,
Jesse doesn't.
blackirave, yeah. Yes, Jesse does not, but we know where it is. And so we do have technically 7 available if you hover.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And now Jesse has the...
And blackirave has the Turtle Rock, or the Hookshot.
Yep. So pretty much parity again on items found, like Blackie will find the Thieves Town big key here soon on Laser Bridge. We'll also be able to finish Hera, so we'll be back to a Triforce piece lead.
So then the question then becomes, where do we go next?
Hookshot Cave.
Hookshot Cave's an option. I kind of want them to find the Titans Mid so that they can go to my region. Because there's 5 entrances, 7 if we count the Desert Ledge.
Yeah, but to do that you need to check items, and like, again, one of the big things left for checking items right now is that Hookshot Cave. Both runners have seen it. Both runners now have the hookshot. And we really don't have much other options to check at this point that we haven't seen from either runner. Like, there are a few entrances maybe. I'm not sure if we've seen the bonk rocks behind Link's house in the Dark World.
Now we haven't seen the bumps, those rocks in particular, because we had our Moon Pro so late. blackirave taking a fall there.
Yeah. Moldom still does Moldom things. Even in entrance. Oh yeah. Oh.
Ooh. Okay, Moldorm is being not a nice guy today.
Yep. I guess the other thing that we could do is now we can take that Thieves Town big key we just found and go to the back, which we don't have small key yet, so there's actually only one check in logic. And that's a 3rd fall on Moldorm. That's now costing blackirave a lot of time.
Yeah.
Like, any advantage that blackirave might have had until this point might have very well disappeared by now. Still a Triforce piece lead, and looks like Radical Sniper is going back for the right side Ice Palace checks. Now, we do have the Hookshot and 2 small keys, so that is 100% in logic at this point.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with this. These are very isolated checks, and when are you ever going to come back to this if you don't do it now?
Yeah. Like, the unfortunate thing is that we don't have the Cane of Samaria, so do we have to take the long way around. No easy icebreaker to get access to. So
they are isolating the big chest, though.
I mean, like, what are your other options, really? Like, you have to do something. These 3 checks are in logic. They are relatively easy available. Like, I still don't really quite get why the runners are avoiding Hookshot Cave this much. Maybe they're not thinking about it. But I also don't really have the location in the back of my mind, so maybe it's just awkward to get to.
Yeah, I know the location's not in either.
Or I just completely missed one of them doing it by this point. I don't think so, but
Alright, Pluto online now for both runners.
And right side Ice has the flippers, which don't do anything as of right now, because we still haven't found the dam.
Yeah, we've done most of the flipper checks at this point, but it does give us one more piece of the puzzle towards Swamp Palace.
Yeah. And now, if we find the dam, even if we don't find a small key, we do have now 1 check available in Swamp. Which isn't much, but if that 1 check is a vanilla Swamp Palace small key, I mean, you never know.
It's like a, what, 1 in 216?
Pretty much, yeah.
It can happen. We've seen it happen before.
Could also be Titansmiths unlocking the other entrances that we have available, so there's options. Like, could any of the big keys... Could be the Thief's Town small key to unlock the big chest.
Alright, potion finally for Jesse. Oh, but we haven't checked these entrances here on the Kylie Island.
Yeah. Right, I mean, that's technically in logic now. With Spy Cave, that is not in logic.
It is in logic. He just doesn't have enough health.
No, that's not in logic. Well, is it on logic on the door?
Yes, we have a red potion. We have a red potion.
Again, I'm not exactly sure on differences on the entrance branch. V-top branch, it would not be in logic. You would need to have Cape or Burner. We don't have either. So... I'm actually not sure if the doors branch has health in logic, but I don't think health was used anywhere as counting. Like, we could do it, no? It's not keeping us from doing it, but wouldn't be logical. But that Harabiki was logical now. So Harabik chest? Certainly not Sick Kid.
And just the map to show the rock there for Sick Kid.
Radical Sniper going back for pot and the pot entrance? Yeah, not even going back into pot, only having 1 more small key. It's not even close to being a logic.
Alright, so Jesse's gonna be heading over to the Palace of Darkness region. This will give him one of his last dungeons here. Alright, so yeah, Jesse now knows that the center region of this dungeon is available.
Won't find anything in here.
Ironically, I think the next thing holding it back is the Tinesmiths.
It would certainly be the easiest opener to the map. Like, it would make a lot of more entrances readily available. But it could just very well be a weird case where the Titansmiths are just so deep that we were to find one of the big keys next that leads to another big key that leads to another big key, and suddenly we do have 10 pieces available. So it certainly doesn't have to be the Mitts. Like, if we were to, for example, to find a GT big key, that's just 3 more, well, technically 4 more items, but who would want to go to the big chest at this point?
Well, yeah. The thing that's mainly making me wondering about this is the dam. I think the seed wants us to go into Swamp Palace. But we don't have the dam, and we've checked most of the entrances, so I think the dam is Titansmith locked somewhere. I don't know where, but I think it's locked by the Titansmiths. We need to have it in order to get to the entrance.
I mean, even then, it would just only be one check without the small key. So, I mean, I certainly can see that the seed really wants us to go into Swamp at this point, but like.
Well, also keep in mind that when we find the dam, there's also one chest there, as well as the flood check, which could either one could be the small key as well.
Yeah.
I think finding the dam is what we need to do, and maybe some other cave entrances that have items. I don't remember if we've seen them all yet.
That's, I mean, yeah, again, it is a likely thing to do, but we just need to find some items somehow, and like, I still want to say, if we didn't see Hookshot Cave, then like it's gonna get time.
Oh, we did see Hookshot Cave on Jesse's side, so
Okay, right.
Yeah,
Then,
we're running out of checks. Yeah.
Huh. Like, we do have seen the first tower, first chest and castle tower. We do have the Hera big key, so maybe Hera, which might be what Radical Sniper is about to do.
We also have the back half of Thieves Town that both runners could do as well.
Yeah. Awkward because we don't have the small key, so technically just one logical check, but it would be another piece. There's 3 checks or 2 additional items that we can get, so like, yeah, have to do something.
And Jesse's deciding to go to Hera.
Yeah. Probably the best option we have left currently, because it's 2 checks somewhat closely together. And blackirave is going for Thieves down. And not having that flippers could really hurt blackirave here. In the long run.
Yeah, because if my read is right on the seeds progression, he would need to get those flippers out of ice.
Oh. It probably isn't the immediate progression though, so like unless Swarm holds onto what's a small key for pop, that's not helping too much. So I think we have seen everything in pot that isn't locked behind all small keys. So yeah, pot keys are probably not the solution at this point. Another nice hook speed terrapod here. Second try. And Terra Big Chest. Just some rupees. Yeah, so that was not really helpful.
So it looks like blackirave's made the right choice. Potentially.
Potentially. It's just one logical check in here as well.
I mean, if it's the Thieves Town small key here, then puts everything else in logic.
Yeah, which would just be 2 more items, so like it would also be wouldn't be that much about and I mean we have seen one of them already. So it's a small key
to this night?
Well, okay. Big chest is the logic now.
Ah, yeah, you love to see. I think that's even a vanilla small key.
And just a hard container. So yeah, this didn't really help.
Yeah, blind's in logic now at least.
Did we see Saha?
We have not. He's most likely locked behind one of our Titan's Mitt entrances.
Yeah, so even a green pendant wouldn't do us any good at this point. So yeah, Thief Zone's not gonna be the answer.
Yeah, I think our answer, like I've been saying, is the Titan's Mitt.
Yeah, but where are they? Like,
yeah,
we can't just make them magically appear in our inventory. That's not how this works.
I think I know. Did either runner do the first check of Vaga Tower?
I wanna say we saw one. I'm pretty sure blackirave noped out.
Alright, Radical Sniper did it, alright. Never mind then.
No. So we have seen everything in Eastern. We have everything that we supposedly can get in pot logically. We have seen everything out of GT that we can get supposedly logically. We have full clear Terra, we have full clear Desert. We have full cleared Skull Woods, we have full cleared Thieves Town. We have not full cleared Ice Palace, but that's because we don't have the Ice Palace big key. We have seen everything that we can get out of Mire and everything that we can get out of TR. Spy Cave's not on logic yet? Or the Doors branch has health logic that I'm not accounting for? We don't have the Cane for TR connectors, and we have seen Laser Bridge anyway. We know all entrances.
Jesse just mirroring out of collecting the prize out of Thieves Town. Yeah, there's something we're missing here.
I mean, there might be a connector that was found early on that neither runner went through yet. That could be the easiest solution to anything. Like, bumper ledge is not gonna be the answer. We have seen both inferences of that.
I think Jesse's on it. Maybe.
Dark Cross. Oh, blackirave died. Never checked Dark Cross. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So this is probably
blackirave
it
attempted
right here.
to do this in dark, but died. And since this is only in logic with the lamp, yeah, it was a while before this was in logic, but yeah, this is the one check that I think we haven't seen yet. Oh, this would be so unfortunate.
There it is!
Titans. Oh no.
Alright,
oh,
so
that's
all those...
so bad for Blackie. Oh,
yeah, and going straight to the Maya region.
Yeah, this couldn't have been such a different race. Yeah, Jesse now certainly in the driver's seat here.
Can't enter the Maya entrance. There's a Smoky to turn a rock.
Smoky doesn't really do much at this point. We have every Smoky that we would need.
There's a library with a shovel. Another check we can do later.
Yep. Got a fetch quest.
Empty house. I can see checkerboard here in Mire Shed. Waterfall Fairy, mushroom, and 20 rupees. I like what Jesse is doing here. Leaving this here. Here's the dam. Smoky to Castle Tower.
That's another check.
Alright. Things are looking really good here. Back into Ice Palace for Blackirave. This is a path that leads us to the flippers.
Yeah, it is 3 items for Blackirave at this point still. So... There's Saha.
Hospital found. Misery Mire is in fact the green pendant.
So that's one skein locked.
There's a Smoky to Swamp and a Smoky to Skull Woods. Alright.
Yeah, I think we finish out the Maya area and head over to Swamp immediately after.
Yeah, no question about that. And if we find the Cadence Mario there, that's go mode.
Yeah. So it is pretty important for Blackirave, kinda, to go for these flippers. Oh,
it's
hello,
Paradox Game?
Okay.
Wait, have we not seen this?
No, we certainly didn't.
Oh my goodness, this could just be Cadence Mario right here, and let's go.
Yeah, that could be Go Mode Cave for all we know. Oh. Not these 2 items, but there's 5 more to go.
I think one of these connectors must go to the top of Dark Death Mountain, because I don't think we've been up there.
Doesn't have to... Well, probably, like, we have checked in my area at this point, so there's not really much entrances left, actually. There's a big key for Ice Palace. Oh, yeah, that's not the one we wanted to see, because that one doesn't really do much for us.
Oh, we don't need any keys anymore. Ideally, we're just looking for the Cadence of Mario.
Yeah, but that might just be behind one of the big keys we don't have yet, so we never know. You know, Eastern big key for the pot big key and the Eastern big chest for the GT big key and the pot big chest, and then we don't need this Mario to finish out. I've had that happen before, or something similar happen before, so you never can count that out. Now, it would be infinitely easier to just find a Cane of Samaria. But,
yeah, if they find the Cane of Samaria, they just skip Pod and Eastern, and then that's go.
well, no, because it would only be 9 pieces without a GT climb piece, and that would need.
I forgot about the big key. I forgot about the big key.
Would need the GT big key, so we need one more big key at least. At the very least.
Yeah, heading over to Swamp Palace. I'm not surprised here. There's like 10 items in here. Very good chance we find what we're missing.
Yeah. And it's our third pendant, indeed, as was mentioned earlier. So, like, big key on pedestal?
Not likely.
It could be Samaria on pedestal. Well, no, never mind. Well, there
we go. Got to go. Oh,
well, no.
I spoke too soon. I caught myself.
Like,
big keys wise, we don't need any more. If we find the Cane of Samaria. If we don't find the Cane of Samaria, we need to find Eastern Pods.
Yes, but we do now have ways to finish.
Yeah, there is some avenues here. Jesse's pretty much at 8 of 10 at this point.
Yeah, I would expect Jesse to maybe not go immediately left side swamp because you're just one item from go, so maybe rush boss and then go back in.
Now here's the thing, blackirave is doing Spike Key here. This is something that Jesse skipped.
I mean, you are already here, it is another check, and blackirave is looking for stuff, and it's just a hard piece. Big chest, go left, there's the cape, and nope, we are indeed going back first. I like it. Potential 1 item from go. There are 4 checks back here, only 2 items left side.
Yeah, if you don't find it, I'd probably go back in, because...
Probably, but, like, you don't have to.
You're this close to go mode, I would say don't take a risk.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how much else you have available in what you prioritize. Oh, that's a powerful key, so, yeah, only 1 item away from go mode, either a key or a cane. Doesn't matter.
Eastern Palace big or the Cane of Samaria. That'll do it.
So now question is, do you go for GT climb first? Because that has 3 additional items alongside it, but it is kinda long. Also,
I think you do left side swamp. You're 1 item from go mode, but it's 2 potential outs.
Well, after that. Like, I wasn't necessarily saying you should definitely skip it. I was just thinking after we finish out whatever we want to do right now. Also, shoutouts to 2 swords and Swamp Palace. This happens so often.
Alright. Is Radical Sniper going to go back in? No! Alright.
So maybe GT climb?
Most likely, yeah, it looks like.
It is 3 items over the 2 at left side swamp. And leads you to another piece. It is certainly the slowest piece that we have available at this point. But again, it has 3 items alongside it, which is like probably the biggest amount of items that we have left amassed in a single spot at this point. Like, we know every dungeon, we have pretty much cleared every dungeon to the point that we were able to, aside from GT. And looks like blackirave has no real other option at this point to go back than to go back for Dark Cross. We'll be finding this the Titan's mid spot. Yeah, while having still theoretically an Triforce piece advantage. Swamp's long dungeon.
Yeah, the only advantage is that Desert Palace has
dungeon.
been cleared.
Yeah, but Desert, like, what's that? It wasn't in a hard location. It was like that's 1.5 minutes.
It was at the
most.
Desert Passage Fairy Fountain, so
Yeah.
it's just like right next to Flute Spot 7.
So blackirave still has to find the dam. Still needs that pot big hidden out of Swamp. So it's not gonna be easy for blackirave to still win this. Like, it's certainly not impossible, but I feel like blackirave needs to find the go mode first.
Gonna start by checking the Mire entrance.
Like, one thing that could potentially happen is that left side swamp. Like, if that is the Cane of Samaria and the Eastern Palace Big is locked behind that, either on the green pendant, the pedestal, or on the remaining TR checks, then blackirave could have a good advantage by checking left side swamp first. Otherwise, Jess is just in such a good spot right now.
Well, the 2 entries that Jess didn't check in this area ended up being nothing.
Yeah, which not too terrible. I mean, at this point you don't really look much for entrances unless there are items caves left, of which I don't have much recollection. I mean, we have seen Paradox now, we have seen all 3 5-item caves. And here are coming 3 checks that could potentially be go mode. That's a small key for pot. Okay, that's a big key.
That's it, that's game!
That's go mode. That is everything that Radical Sniper needs.
And he knows it. Samaria-less go mode. You love to see it. Sometimes.
And that's why I said, we need Samaria or 3 big keys. No, or one of 3 big keys, or we just need all 3 big keys. I've seen that happen more often than you would think in this mode already, and I didn't really play that much. Like,
Yep, next goal is to go over here to Desert Palace, and then it's just a Flute Spot 5 to take higher Pot Eastern right back and forth.
Yep. Then one trip back to wherever Skullwoods was. That was... where was that? That was early on. So, with the Eastern Palace Big Key up on the GT climb, I mean, there is theoretically a chance if blackirave were to find the Cane of Samaria somewhere soon, would then only need to finish Swamp, skip Pot Eastern, would still need to climb though. Nah, it's not gonna work. No, would not need to climb with Pot. But blackirave needs to find the Samaria pretty much right now.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a daunting task.
And then would still be probably a piece behind, because Pot Eastern and Skullwoods are quick finishes. And Mire TR and Pot and Swamp. Swamp already would be too long. Yeah, Radical Sniper has this.
Oh!
Oh.
Pyramid Pharaoh's all the way up at the GT entrance. Gives him a blue potion at least, but...
Would have been something if Samaria was here, but unfortunately no such luck.
Yeah.
And yeah. There's the 2 entrances here at the bottom. Could be it. If the Mario were here, then blackirave is not too far behind, but yeah, it's this is pretty much over. Like, we do have Butter Sword, 16 hearts, red mail, silver arrows. Like, there is nothing that can realistically happen here at this point.
No, and I think we still even have a red potion in Jesse's back pocket, which he can easily turn into a blue potion.
Yep. Oh. Back to my area for blackirave.
Yeah, he made the right call going elsewhere. Blackirave made the right call going elsewhere, but there we go.
There's the shovel that I guess never was checked.
No, we found everything else before then. Alright, so it's into Pod, and then to Turtle Rock we go to wrap things up.
Skullwoods, but yeah. I mean...
yeah, Skullwoods, sorry.
Or Radical Sniper hovers Trinex, which I guess would be an option. But,
I'm surprised he went here first then. Because Skullwoods is at the Paradox lower entrance.
When Radical Sniper was there, we didn't have, or I think Radical Sniper neither had a sword nor a fire source, and there was no need to go back for it because it's just a piece, so you couldn't do that whenever.
Well, yeah, no, I meant when he got into go mode, why didn't he go there first so that he could clean up the running? Because I suppose he could just flute over to 3 afterwards.
I mean, you could do that either order, right? Or am I missing something?
Yeah, it just feels like it's kind of isolated. It is a bit of a trek to get over there.
Flute and Hookshot, it's not really that long.
I guess.
I don't think there was any good time for Radical Sniper to route on Skullwoods with anything. Or at least with anything that mattered. But I might have just blanked on the situation where it could have been.
So yeah, based on what we've seen, I think the case where it has to be left side swamp here.
No, not necessarily. We never saw Eastern Big Chest. There's still a few checks on pot left. Like, we're missing a few small keys for that, so maybe it's not pot, but Eastern Big Chest could be.
Oh yeah, we never did the Smith Chain.
Smith Chain, yeah, because the mids were so late, so that's 2 items. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if the cane were left side, but... Shuffle, mushroom...
The quests, yeah.
There's
a few spots, yeah. Alright, I'll admit it.
Like, some of those checks could have our remaining 2 pot keys, and then it would be pot anyway. Like... Blackie? You're not in go mode yet. Why are you skipping this Swamp Big Chest? You just ran straight past that. Like, not gonna matter. Maybe leaving that for going back for left side swamp anyway, but if you're just walking past the chest, like, there's nothing wrong with opening it when you're still looking for something.
Alright, beat Dark Palace. And with that, the goal has been met by Jesse. He's gonna head over to Ganon.
Yeah. Which,
He's over in the forest.
Yep, was in Lost Woods. Moved a bit closer to the Master Sword this time. And with Butter Swords, Red Mail.
Yeah, at this point he is
Just going
fully
through the
kitted
motions.
out.
Like you only need 6 hits for the first 2 phases each, so like even if you mess up a bit, like you're not gonna miss the 2-1 cycles here. Like they're about as free as they can get, and then just the 4 slashers for the 3rd phase, and then 4 silver arrows.
Yeah, this is gonna be done and dusted here pretty quickly here.
Like have to be wary of the bridge. But that's all has all been done. Often enough that the runners are aware of that. That should be the last hit. Don't walk up too far. Very nice position. A lot of safety margin. And just need to hold up at this point, and then Radical Sniper will have finished this race in first place.
Ladies and gentlemen, the GD in chat for Radical Sniper is finished in first place with a time of 1:57.20. And right about here is when blackirave sees the dot done and forfeits the race, but GG's to them as well.
GG.
This could have been a very different race.
Oh, it absolutely could have been.
Yeah. To blackirave's credit, checking that Dark Cross Cape would have paid out immensely. Probably would have won the race off of it. But it just got unlucky. That's all it was.
Yep.
And we are now joined by the winner of this race. Is Jesse Radical Sniper. How's it going? And GG's.
No, GG. Thank you.
This game was definitely an interesting one. No Cadus and Mario to be seen whatsoever.
Yeah, I get down to that point where I'm like, okay, I can get 7 pieces, I think. I don't know. I was delaying pieces because I was just like, all that's left in this dungeon is a boss. I don't care. So I just was like, okay, let's wait. And then I'm like, okay, it's either 3 big keys or a Samaria. And then I get GT big, and I'm like, okay. And then I get pod big, I'm like, okay. So I'm like, we're gonna climb. And at the top of GT, when I pull that pod small, I was like, this is why I went to pod, or when I went to GT first, I was like, I can get more pod smalls to do more of pod. And then I get the Eastern big, and I'm like, oh, sure. This is how I saw myself hitting go mode today.
Alright, so I will also say this as well. Congratulations on being 4-1 now in Group H here, which I believe that means you are now locked in.
Doubly so.
Yes.
So this secured brackets as well as first. Because I know P-Train and I split during the groups or during group play, but I think I would have tiebreaker because of our qual ranking. So not that I'm gonna, not try to improve my position for brackets with a win on Sunday. So
I haven't gone fully through the motions. So did both of you then would have split against blackirave 2?
If I lose to blackirave on Sunday, that would have been a split for me. I don't know who P-Train's other loss was to. You might have a point.
Because if P-Train swapped blackirave at that point, then P-Train would hold the tiebreaker over you first. If you both
Okay.
split, then you would have the qualifier tiebreaker, yes.
Let me tell you. P-Train's other loss was against blackirave. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, at that point you would have the same score against all of your opponent, and then since it's not a race vying for brackets, just for seeding, it's a qualifier. So that would be going to the higher qualifier, the higher seeded player.
And it looks like during our credits here, we missed that they announced where the King Samurai was. It was on the mushroom turn-in.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, that wouldn't have been a terrible turn-in.
No, but at that point, you had already found like the dam. You were on the way through GT, and everything was pretty much lined up.
As soon as I got the mitts, I'm worried. But I was like, you had to set up a death warp, and then go to Dark Cross in Dark World Dark Cross, and I can do it, and maybe I should have considered doing it from the back since I had the small key forever, but I was just like, it doesn't matter, it's out of my way, and then I'm waiting, and then that's the last location. So as soon as I get it, and I'm like, you're rushing entrance density because you know what you're missing. Like, you're missing the dam, and you haven't seen Saha or Paradox. And Mire area is the easiest area for me to hit for entrances right now. And then I find the dam, and I'm like, okay, that gives me a Swamp Palace with 12 or however many items, 10 items.
Yeah, and 9 items and a piece because the 10th.
Yeah, 9 and a piece. And right before dam, I found Saha, and then right after that, I found Paradox. So I was like, I just found like all the item entrances or ways to the item entrances I want. So I can skip Mire entrance, I can skip Front of Desert. If I need to come back for them, I can. But I'm not worried about those. Let's go do Swamp. Swamp gives me GT and swords. And the one thing I will say is like I should have routed the after Paradox a little better. The one end route that I was a little like not happy was that Paradox exit that let me out at Laser Bridge entrance. I mirrored there and did the DDM checks of Super Bunny. But what I should have done is I should have grabbed Skull right there. That was the one little like oopsie to the end route, because after that it was like I can go to Desert and mirror out, I can go to Eastern and mirror out, I can go to Pod and save and quit. Like, I loved how that felt at the end. Skull was just kind of the one I was like, oh, you could have saved a little bit more time there.
I guess. But easy to lose track of such optimizations towards the end, especially after you had such a hunt for the Titan Smiths, and then suddenly you have to piece together your route on the fly.
Such a hunt for the Pearl, jeez.
Oh yeah, that too.
That too.
Oh my gosh.
I was like... No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Early game was a bit better on blackirave's side, just getting that mirror way earlier allowed blackirave, also grabbing that fire rod earlier, like just have a nicer route into Ice Palace, but you weren't too much apart at that point.
Like, yeah.
This... I will add to that and say this could easily have been blackirave's race to win. Yeah, if they did not die doing Dark Cross as early as they did, they probably would have had Titan Smiths a lot sooner, and thus would have absolutely broke the seed wide open.
So yeah, I'll be honest. My 3 cross hunts, like, it's a mode I enjoy, but I've not been like each one of them. I've been like, this could have gone a different way easily. Like, well, the first one I lost to P-Train by like 15 seconds. That always is a rough feel, and like I can find minutes in that race of just like silly errors. The race I had with Seb, Seb got boots like 30 minutes before me or more. And then this one, you're telling me blackirave had that early mirror, so I'm not surprised. Like, all 3 of these cross hunts could have gone very different ways, and I'm happy to have come out with 2 wins in cross hunt, but it's definitely a worry.
Yeah, you definitely had some interesting different starts. Like you were a bit earlier to the boots, but blackirave had the sword quite a bit earlier from bumper ledge, so there have been some interesting scenarios would have been. And off that sword, blackirave had an easier time attempting dark cross, but since it was from the dark world side, even with the blue mail, it was just not that easy to do.
Yeah, that is not an easy check.
Yeah.
And at that point, I think I was blue mail on 8 or 9 hearts, and I was like, I set up the death warp once, and then I was like, I don't want to set it up again. After I got the sword, I was just like, this is way too much time for me to invest.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the beauty of this crossing mode, is because it's so, like, the routing is just so dynamic. You've got to be really on your toes here. Like, I'll say this, I kind of like the mode here. It's a nice breath of fresh air to what we usually play.
I mean, like, on a personal side, the mode itself is fine to play. I don't really like it as much as the race mode.
It's
That's
I've said this, like, I'm close personal friends with Kazan, and he's one of the admins this year, and I said to him, I was like, having played so much of this mode now, I'm enjoying it for a year. Do I think this is a mode I would say enters the competitive norms? No. I think it was fun for a year. I've seen some of the new variations that people are coming up with. I know Telethar and Gem have announced another like mini tournament that they're doing with the XD hunt, which kind of refines some of the elements of this mode. So like I think this is a good starting point for what could come in the future. Do I think this is the end form of a cross hunt style mode? No. But I really have enjoyed what this kind of presents for playing.
So, in other words, you probably think this is sort of a diamond in the rough. It could be a lot better, but it's still good.
It's a good mode. I've had a lot of fun with it. I enjoy I know some people say illusion of choice, but really this seed is one of those that actually had choice in it. Like, I see this as a progression of modes. Like, last year in League, we had the Ganon Hunt, or whatever it was, or the Champions Ganon Hunt, or whatever we called it. And I wasn't a big fan of that mode, because that was truly the illusion of choice at all times. Like, this one feels a little better, and I'm curious to see how that next version feels, because each time it just feels like somebody's figured something else out to try new. And that's the fun. Like, I like seeing new modes, and this one was a fun one, at least. It's not like inverted to me. Like I've said inverted, like I can't play an inverted mode too many times in a row before I get really bored of it. But you sprinkle in a little bit of inverted every now and then. I love a little bit of inverted. I'll say I got a little sick of Inversia after so many years.
Alright, so any final thoughts about the seed before we wrap things up here?
Just a general thank you to Raylan, Wolflink, Sacrijits, and Fishing Boo. Yeah, big thank you. I pinged out this morning when I woke up because I was like, I don't see any signups, and as a comm mod, I want to see these races get put on, not just because I'm on the race, but because I really do want to see them. So seeing the 4 of you sign up in an emergency last hour situation, thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
It was more like last minute for me, but so it goes.
I mean, I had my eyes on the race for a bit because the time just fit pretty nicely, but yeah, usually waiting a bit to look and see where's maybe more need to go over when I sign up, but usually I then grab the items because I want to see them put on and give the audience something. The runners, the race team, have the audience some more render to enjoy.
Exactly.
Just want to see those races.
Perfectly put.
All right, folks, get your GGs in chat once again for Jesse, Radical Sniper here. And of course, big shout outs once again to blackirave. Didn't join us for the interview, but GGs to you as well. Folks, we have several races on the docket for you today across this. In fact, one of them has started about 10 minutes ago. It is another cross-hunt, Skelly versus Brogor, that is happening over on SpeedGaming 2. Meanwhile, you can join us back here on SpeedGaming for an 80 keys with boots, so 15 versus Dash. And then later on in the evening at 7:10, we have another 80 keys with boots, Orobot versus Captain Volvo, that's happening on SpeedGaming 4. And then we have an open room race at 7:40 on SpeedGaming 2, Ramon versus Tenet. And then back to SpeedGaming 2 once again at 10 o'clock for another 80 keys and boots, Home Beer versus Zoroven. And that's it for today's races. We still have several others. These are just the races that have been listed for SpeedGaming today. We got a lot of the schedule today. So make sure you follow SpeedGaming at SpeedGaming 2 through 6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just the ALTTPR randomizer tournament. Also make sure to follow the ALTTPR and its subsidiary channels as well, because we sometimes host some races over there as an extra bonus. Of course, shoutouts to Fishing Boo and Sacrijuts and Raylan for commentating as well. And yeah, I'm probably going to go dip in and watch that Skelly versus Broger race. But for all of us here at ALTTPR Randomizer, I have been Wolfling0370. We shall see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.